Good morning, friends. Welcome to my day. I really want to have a good chat with you, but I really need to get some stuff done first. I have had a crazy few weeks where I have just worked, and my house is really showing that right now. So I really need to clean up this place. So I'm going to stick an audiobook on. I'm going to do some cleaning, put the washing machine on, which is really noisy, so there'll be music instead of listening to the machine. And then when we've finished all of those jobs, we're going to come back and have a bit of a chat. Right, I'm back. The place is looking a little bit better now. I feel like I can breathe in this space. Life just gets so hectic and so busy, doesn't it? Which is why I haven't spoken to you in so long. I've just been busy with work, like phenomenal hours at work, and with family, and yeah, time just gets away. So, but I'm back and I'll have another chat with you here. And do you know what? If I'm completely honest, that will probably happen a few times because I do have a full-time job and a second job, and I've got 4 kids, and I'm just busy with life. There will be weeks that I miss because this is my hobby. It's not my work. But I'm still here and I'll still pop in. I have got a lot of books to show you though. I think the last time I left you, the last video I left you with, I should probably say, I was reading War and Peace. And I have finished it. I'm so proud of myself for that. Now, I read this with a group of people, and can I suggest that if you are going to tackle this monster book, doing it with a group of people is really helpful because there's a lot in it. It's just epic. It's very like a Russian Young and the Restless or Days of Our Lives. I really enjoyed it. It was tough. It was a tough read. It was a style of writing that it took you a while to get into. But yeah. It was really good. It was a mission. Like, I didn't read a lot. This was in May, and I didn't read a lot in May because of this. Well, that's not right. I did read a lot, but it was just this because it's quite big. Like, how many pages we got here? 1,200 pages of War and Peace. But it's done, and I've achieved it, and I'm so proud of myself. I did read another classic as well. So this classic was slightly easier. It is The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. This is my first Oscar Wilde that I have ever read, and I really enjoyed it. It actually read more like a contemporary than a classic, I felt. It has a little bit of a twist at the end, and if you are not a classic reader, you don't read a lot of classics, but you want to get started, I'd actually put this on my list of books to get into. It's very hard to talk about this book without giving too much away. I would highly recommend it. I would actually give this book a 4-star rating. And for a classic, that's pretty good, I think, because classics can be quite challenging. This one, though, was just very easy to read. Yes, definitely recommend this one. And isn't this copy absolutely beautiful? This is one of the, I think they call them flexi editions. And they're like a, I think it's like a faux leather. But it's gorgeous, isn't it? So pretty. I've got a few in this edition, and as they are released, I'll probably buy more because I just love them. So I wonder if I can move this and you can see my others. They're up there. Up there. There's my other ones. Don't they look pretty on the shelf? So yeah, I'll definitely buy some more of these as they come about. That one is one that I can recommend. Okay, so next book I'll talk about is The Mother Fault, and I really enjoyed this one. I read it really quickly. It's set in Australia, and it's a mother's perspective. She has 2 children, and her husband, who is a FIFO worker, which, if you don't know what that is, it's a fly-in, fly-out worker, has gone missing. So it's set in like a dystopian Australia where everyone has been microchipped. So adults have become microchipped, children are microchipped when they're born. There's like an overseeing body, government body, that controls everything. And yes, so she ends up having to cut out of chips and they're on the run, and yeah, really good, really good. So I read that one very quickly. That's The Mother Fault. That is by Kate Mildenhall. And yes, can recommend that one. It was a really quick read, and it got you engrossed pretty much straight away. You were like right into it. Really liked this one. Okay, more books. That was one of my prompt books for, must have been May, because I haven't done a prompts for June. Sorry. And this one also was. This is Kristen Hanna, The Four Winds. This one was a tearjerker. I really enjoyed this book too, actually. I didn't tell you. Let's go 4 stars with this one, 4 stars with this one. I had a really good reading month. So this one was a 4 stars. This was a tearjerker. Could kind of relate to this one a little bit. In Australia, we have a lot of droughts. And then we get the flooding rains, but we do have a lot of droughts. And it talks about drought in here. And yeah, it's a really good book. I really like this one. This follows Elsa. Elsa is a very unsure of herself lady who ends up falling pregnant in the 1930s. So obviously she had to get married, and not a happy marriage, not a terrible marriage, but not a happy marriage. So yes, so she has quite a journey ahead of her after she's married. She does come from a very unhappy family. She's very excluded in her family. She's treated as a sickly child and not worth their time and effort. So it is nice that when she does get married, she does seem to find herself a family and does feel that acceptance and love, which is lovely. But this follows her journey throughout her entire life, and yeah, expect to cry. I mean, it's a Kristen Hanna. Need I say more? Okay, next, Miriam Keyes, Grown Ups. I wish I could say good things about this book. I struggled with this book so much that I ended up trying to rent the audiobook from the library, which I did, and tried to read it along with the audiobook, thinking that that might help me organize this story. But it is hectic, man. There's so many characters doing so many things without a real plot. So I was really disappointed in this book, and I couldn't actually bring myself to finish it. I think I got up to just past halfway, chapter 70. And honestly, this was harder to read than War and Peace. This really, I struggled, which I don't think I normally do with Marion Keyes. I'm pretty sure I've loved her books in the past. I can't think of any offhand, but yeah. That one I can't give a rating to because I didn't actually finish it. It was too hard for me to finish. I did not enjoy it at all. So yes, that I do not recommend. All right. I'm getting close to the end, I promise. Oh, this one I adored. This is The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. This is such a glam book. It is glam, glam, glam. It's about the reclusive icon Evelyn Hugo is finally ready to tell the truth about her glamorous and scandalous life. And it's really interesting. So 7 husbands, you think that, wow, you know, what's going on here? But yeah, her story is quite a cool, engaging story. I like this time, like this era of things. So this is from the 1950s right through to the now, and like 1950s Hollywood, come on, what's better than that? I just thought this book was a really cool book. I really enjoyed this one. I would give this one, I wouldn't give it a 5. I haven't got any 5s, I don't think, but definitely a 4-star. Definitely a 4-star. So I am keen to read more of Taylor Jenkins Reid now. This is my first one that I've read of hers. She is also the author of Daisy Jones and the Six, which there's a lot of hype around that book too. We'll see. And then she's got a new one that's just come out called Malibu Rising. So I might try to rent those ones because I don't know if they're going to be as up my alley. Like, I love the Hollywood glamour, but I don't know that the music of Daisy Jones is really my thing, but it might be. So we'll give that a go, but I think I'll rent that rather than buy it. So I've got 2 books left to show you, and we'll do this one first. So this one was a book club read along, and then it was also recommended to me anyway by a lady from one of my other book clubs, and it is the Thursday Murder Club. And this was really cool too. So this is a very light-hearted, almost comical, modern Agatha Christie. But it's with a group of 4 friends from a retirement village that helped solve a murder. So they meet up every week and they just kind of have fun pulling apart unsolved murders. But then a real one actually happens in their little community. And so, of course, they're straight onto it. And yes, this was fun. This was a fun book. I'd probably give it another 4 stars. I think nearly all my books are 4 stars here. Yeah, really enjoyed this one. This was a fun book. Then the last one that I have read was another book club read. So this was The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. And I would give this one 4 stars as well. It spans across 300 years when Addie LaRue makes a pact with the devil, a deal with the devil, to sell her soul for the freedom that she wants, to get out of a marriage that she doesn't want to be a part of. So she gets her deal, she sells her soul, and she's able to have the freedom she wants, but there are some consequences, obviously, because, you know, the devil is a sneaky guy, and he makes it so that nobody actually remembers who she is. As soon as she is out of their line of sight, they forget her. So, yeah, it was really interesting how she managed to survive, because if no one remembers you, you can't just go rent a house or, you know, any of these things. She's not able to say her name out loud. She's not able to write it down. And yes, and it carries on through hundreds and hundreds of years of this. And then all of a sudden one day she's actually remembered by someone. Really good read, lots of fun. Really enjoyed that one. So I have read a lot of books. Now, at the moment I have got only 2 books going. So there's a very good chance I'll pick up another one today. Because I had only just recently finished the Thursday Murder Club, and what other one had I been reading? What other one had I been reading? Thursday Murder Club. Oh, and Dorian Gray. Okay, so this one I'm reading currently with a read along on Instagram, and this is My Dark Vanessa. I'm going to do a trigger warning with this one. This has got some very dark themes about abuse, sexual abuse. So that's why I chose to read this with a group of people. I find tricky books are best read in a group because you've got the support of others and you can talk through things and break things down and yeah. So, but I don't recommend this one for anyone who is easily triggered by things like that, because yeah, there's some themes in here. Very obviously abused, but she doesn't understand it as abuse. Oh, look, here's Puppy Dog. Hey, Puppy Dog. You having a scratch? She's sitting down next to me, keeping me company. Okay, so this one I'm currently reading. I am about 200 pages in. And yes, something big has just happened and I want to see what happens next. I want to see how the main character deals with this event. So I'm keen to get into that a bit today. And then because I just can't have one book going, that's not my style, I have also started, oh, but my bookmark's gone. I also started last night, Get a Life, Chloe Brown. I am up to chapter 3, so not too far in, just started. Really easy to get into this one. I think it's kind of going to be a bit of a rom-com, but don't hold me to that because I'm only just started, but I really am liking it so far. She's quite a quirky character. Well, both of the main characters that I've met so far are. And yeah, I think I'm going to enjoy this one. So I'll do a bit more of that today. And because I've only got 2 sitting there, and it's really hard for me to stick to 2 books, like really hard, because I like to have a variety of things because I just don't know what I'm in the mood for reading a lot of the time. So I'm going to probably pull out another couple of books maybe today and get to reading those, which I'll be able to talk to you about next time I see you. I'm going to leave this one here because I spoke about a lot of books and you are probably sick of listening to me talk, and I will do a sewing video very, very soon. Thank you for being so patient with me while I just am busy and airy-fairy, and love that you're always here to listen to me when I get back. And I'll see you next video. Bye.